Hey everybody, Missy here with Southern Theory Designs, and my hair looks like crap, but that's okay. I'm going to be doing a tutorial today, which is going to be me learning how to do a new technique. And if you can see by the candle in front of me, it's going to be the smoke technique. I've never done this, and I didn't have an old knife, but I have an old fork, and I can probably use it this end, and it's kind of like a knife. Got an emergency candle. I don't think it really matters what type of candle you use, but we're going to find out. A lighter and a prepped cup. I'm using a 30-ounce hog for this one. So let's see how this goes. I don't think this is fitting in there very well, so give me just 1 second. Okay, this should work better. If y'all don't know this hack, this is amazing. It's just like this, like stuff you put on the carpets that you don't want to move. If it's just not fitting just a little bit off, it's on like Donkey Kong. Okay, so from what I understand, you need to light your candle and burn your cup basically with the smoke, not with the candle itself, but with the smoke that you're going to get the soot on the end of your metal knife fork. So without further ado, I know my candle's a little cockeyed. It's a new candle. I was hoping that was going to help a little bit better. So I'm going to hold it down at the very end, and I'm using a different form of recording today, so forgive me. And we're just going to go for it. Shut up. It's really working. Okay, I must have a really cheap. Maybe I need to hold it a little higher. Okay, I'm going to do it at an angle so it kind of goes up the cup. This is working really, really well. But now it's not, oh, I'm not holding it down hard enough. Whoa. Really? It's that easy? This is insane easy. Okay, so we're gonna look at this. There's some spots on here that I'm not too sure about. I wonder if I can maybe remove some. I'm just getting a paper towel and a little bit of alcohol. I've never done this before, so let's figure it out together. Oh, look, if you have a really dark spot and you want to lighten it up, just take some alcohol to it. See, like down here, I think is a little too dark. Too much soot. It doesn't seem like it's taking all of it off. So that was 5 minutes, and I think my cup is done. I'm really liking it. It's really not as dark as the video is making it out to look like, but wow, that was easy. I'm going to seal it with, I think they said you need to seal it with clear, but I'm wondering if I need to do that. We'll figure this out. I'll be back in just a little bit. Thanks. Hey everybody, Missy with 730 Designs again. So we all noticed earlier that I did the smoke method on this cup, and after doing some research, I'm going to mix my epoxy while we chit chat. After doing some research, I don't think I'm going to seal it. This might be disastrous, or this might be pretty easy. I did take some alcohol to it and try to smooth out some of the darker spots, which worked really well, but it got to a point where it wasn't coming off anymore. So I'm going to treat it like an alcohol ink right now, and I don't seal all my alcohol inks, just some of them, and when I do, I use hairspray, Aquanet, hack. So let's see how this goes. I think that my epoxy should almost be ready to go. And I'm sorry you're so far away, but I'm using my laptop to record today, and I do not want to get epoxy on it. I am a slob. I am OCD, but I am a slob. I try to be OCD. Or I'm OCD, but I still end up being a slob. How about we just say that? Gloves. I'm not using a respirator because I am on camera, and I'm in a very open, wide open garage, doors open and everything. So if you see a bug come flying in, welcome to Georgia. So we're just going to go ahead and start. I might be doing my epoxy a little different. If you notice, I do have new turners here, and I'm not used to them being this direction. So I've had to like change the way I actually put my epoxy on my cups, and I'm finding this is like the easiest way. I'm letting the turner do all the work for me. I do have a very bad wrist, and I don't want to make it any worse. Let me go up here and do the top. So I find this, without me having to use my wrist and letting the turner do all the work for me, it's saving me lots of pain. So I just sit here and I'm letting it go. And I find that it comes out smoother too. Crazy the things that we figure out when we're in need. I'm also using less epoxy doing it this way. Nobody wants, I found a lot of my customers like my cups because they are not very thick. I try to put just enough epoxy on to make them strong and give them a nice shine to them, but not so much to where they've got like 2 pounds of epoxy on there. And my customers prefer it that way. So I mixed up 30 mLs of epoxy, and I don't think I'm going to use it all. I still have quite a bit left. This really does not work well on glitter cups. As always, we're not going to forget our bottoms. I see a lot of people doing the cups and they have like all their fingers like all in. I just don't find that necessary for me. I try to just use one finger. I'm just making sure I'm getting up here. I got a bug. Gnat. Might have to turn my light off while these spin. I definitely overmixed my epoxy. Like I said, I'm still getting used to this technique of applying. I'm just making sure I don't have any spots that I missed. I don't know about you, but I love the way epoxy feels under my fingers. One more go around, and then I'm going to hit it with some heat and let it spin. Now, a lot of people are just like, don't hit it with heat. I hit all my tumblers with a little bit of heat. It gets it moving, especially now. It was in mid 80s earlier. Now it's in the 70s right now. It gets it moving. It also gets rid of any micro bubbles that you might have. Even though my epoxy is nice and warm, you're going to get some micro bubbles from the chemical reaction. And I'm not minding that any of this is falling off. I really am not at all. Like I said, I did overmix because I don't feel like wasting it, and I really am not ready to epoxy another cup right now. Besides the two that I got going, let's make sure we got everything. Okay, that looks good. Let's go. We're gonna hit with just a little bit of heat to make sure it's smooth. This might not work with your epoxy, but with my epoxy, I use art resin. It works great. So with some others, like other brands, I'm not even going to say their names, they do not like heat. So this might not work for you. I can see all the bubbles popping. I had quite a bit of micro bubbles. That's okay. Nobody tells you when you're running out of butane fuel. Loading it up. Let's try this again. Good. Sorry, my computer went out. So as you can see, it's looking amazing. I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you see it? It's got a beautiful shine to it. So, no? Yeah, okay. Anyways, it's looking really good. It's smoothing out nicely. I'm just looking to see if there's any bubbles in it. If no bubbles, got all the bubbles. It looks pretty darn smooth to me. So anyways, there you have it. Let's see if I can bring this closer for you to look at it. It's looking pretty good. I do have this really pretty black and white transparent flower that I'm going to turn this off so bugs don't fly into it. Really pretty transparent black and white flowers that I'm going to put on here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just do this as a RTS ready to sell cup, not personalized. What I usually do is I'll put my water slide on it and just put a very thin coat of epoxy over it. So if someone does say, look, I'm only going to buy it if it's, personalized, then I give myself room to add one more layer of epoxy. But this is looking so good. My face balls. I didn't seal it. Yeah. Much better than I thought. So thanks for hanging out with me and having some fun. Go make one. It was pretty cool.